Right, so hey everyone and welcome back to another budget photography video. So, I'm an Apple fanboy. I am. I have an iPhone, I have an Apple Watch, I even have the AirPods Max that have this silly bra handbag case thing. They sound great, by the way, but anyway, let's establish that. And I have an iPad Pro that I haven't updated in about 3 years. This is a 2019, sorry, iPad Pro with the A12 chip. I've got about 6 gigs of RAM, I think, and 128 gigs of storage. And it's still a fairly decent machine. And I like it. I love it. It's a great tablet. It can edit photos in Lightroom. It can edit 4K video, not 4K C-Log, which is a bit of a pain in the bum. But anyway, as I said, I picked it up in 2019 and I paid around £700-800, including the Apple Pencil right here. I have a love-hate relationship with this thing because I like it for what I needed it for, but actually writing with it, nah, it was just a bit naff, to be fair. But then again, writing on a screen for me has always been crap. Now, every now and then I have a little peek into the flagships of the Android system, and I usually go for something nice and big and expensive because I want to see what Android has to offer at the top of their range, because I've had lower end Androids previously and I didn't like them, but I like to see what Android has to offer. And the one that stuck out the most to me was this, the Z Fold 4. Now, before I get into this anymore, I was a Z Fold 4, Z Fold, Z Flip hater in the beginning. I had seen, the Zach Jerry Rig Everything, reviews of the durability of these phones, and scratches at a level 2 with deeper grooves at a level 3. And I always used to take the piss out of people. Oops, I hit my microphone. I always used to take the piss out of people that used these phones or wanted these phones. But here's the thing. I recently went into a Samsung store. I'm going to bring this camera down a little bit. There we go. How's that? Yeah. I recently went into a Samsung store just before the announcement of the S23 Ultra. And I was looking around, just being, having a look. And I looked at the S22 Ultras and I thought, wow, these are quite nice. I might buy one. And then I had a look at the flips, and I had a look at their lower end phones. I didn't like them. And I was settled on the S22 Ultra with the S Pen. Because that's one of the things that I miss about my Note 20 Ultra was my S Pen. And I then had a look at the folds, and I fell in love with it. Especially this satisfying, that click as the fold just, not slam shuts, but just as it shuts. One of the things. Anyway, and I looked at the display, I opened it up, and I was like, wow, look at that. Let's turn this brightness down so you guys can see. Picture about there. There we go. I was like, wow, look at all that real estate. And the crease is there. You do notice it. It's not really a problem though, but it is there. It is, I'm not going to deny it is there. And this outer screen is really, really nice. Again, it's just nice. It's a nice screen. I usually use this for work kind of things, so I'll edit some pictures on it, or I'll edit some video on it, maybe like a TikTok or something. As I was looking around the phone, I took some pictures with it. The cameras looked typical Samsung. It's 50 megapixels. I'm never really impressed with Samsung's pictures. Just personal preference. I don't like them. But I then found out that you could have one of these. This is the S Pen for the Fold. And it comes in this little leather case. This beautiful little leather case. You get this little S Pen for the Fold. And it says Samsung here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but just over here, if you turn it onto the flat side, Let's make it a little bit bigger. Come on. Can you guys see that? No? Come on, focus. Come on. This is crap. Anyway, I'll take a picture and put it on screen now. But I was mucking around with, you know, the S Pen on the shop floor, and I loved it. I really liked it. Now, at the time of me looking at the Z Fold, my iPad Pro had kind of been semi-retired because its charging port had been filled up with gunk after my little one, I think, had it or something. Anyway, it stopped charging. I still need to take it to Apple to get the charging port cleaned out. It's USB-C. Anyway. And so I thought, well, I need something. I need something to, you know, not tide me over, but I wanted something different. And that's what this is offered to me. Something different. It does everything that I need it to do, except it's got a smaller screen. That's it. It's just slightly smaller. It's 7 inches rather than the 11 inches. So I've lost out on some real estate. But here's the thing. This is a 7-inch display, but it folds smaller, meaning this goes in my pocket. This doesn't go in my backpack. No, this does not go in my backpack. This goes in my pocket 9 times out of 10. It's got all my Google accounts, yada, yada, yada. But this goes in my pocket, meaning it could replace my iPad. And that is exactly what it did. On my last holiday that I just recently came back on, sorry for the rubbish vlog, it replaced my iPad Pro. I left my iPad at home and I left the pencil at home as well. I mean, I did take my MacBook Pro. I'm obviously going to take my laptop because I needed it. But this did everything that my iPad did. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not cheap. It really isn't. Even in comparison to when, you know, this was brand new. This was £800 roughly, including the Apple Pencil. And this brand new is just over £2,000 brand new. You can pick these up cheaper. Now, the reason I got the £2,000 one is because I wanted 1 terabyte. I've got 1 terabyte of space in here. Same as on my iPhone 13, because I like to download a lot of stuff. I have lots of stuff. And I found that with the 128 gigs on this wasn't enough space. So now I've got this that has replaced this. I'm not going to say it does a better job or a worse job. It has problems, such as when, you know, I like to watch stuff on here, and let's open that, there we go. And I like to play games on here, but the speakers are down here. And the camera, let's turn that around. So the speakers are down here, and the camera is up here. So when I'm holding it, I'm blocking the speakers. So if I'm trying to watch something, I'm blocking the speakers. Now you could say, well, yes, use headphones, but I don't always want to use headphones. So to solve that, I can turn it around. And yeah, you're right, I can. But then I've got the camera in my way. Huh? It's just kind of annoying. I mean, or I've got the charging port in my way. Now, they could have, you know, moved the speakers down a little bit, I suppose. But it's just kind of annoying. And another thing, placement of these. Now, on the iPad Pro, it goes just on there like that. It starts charging, and it's, you know, it's kind of always there. It's fairly decently strong magnets. They're not massively strong, but they're not massively weak. And now that is charging as well. Now, because of what I can only presume as size-wise, there's nowhere to put the S Pen on the Fold 4. As I said, it's probably because there's nowhere to put it. It would have been nice if they had found somewhere to put it, I suppose even back here, where the wireless charging is. Now, something actually that I really do like about this, it doesn't need a charge. Yes, it doesn't charge. It uses, I don't know, witchcraft to be able to work on this phone. So let's open notes up. My son uses this a lot to draw. Whoops, it's, yeah, I don't want you, go away. To, draw on. And he loves it. Now, I do have a little bit of worry about the durability of a 6-year-old using a £2,000 phone that, scratches at a level 2 with deeper grooves at a level 3. But so far, it's been pretty good. It's pretty responsive. Now, I'm not going to be, drawing or writing on this thing much. This is actually the first time I've actually used this app, this Notes app. As you can see, my son uses it more than I do. This is all him. Yeah. Anyway, the latency response is pretty good. It's not perfect. There's a few little bit of, if you really look for it, you can find it. But that's the same with the, with the crease. If you look for the crease, you can find it. And then there is battery. It's got just over 4,000 milliamp hours in its battery capacity, which is pretty decent. But in this, slim form factor, they've not really added any more, which is, fine. I get it. You want to keep it as slim as possible, so when it's folded up, you can still, it's still perfectly manageable. I get it. Battery life is not very good. But again, I understand, because you're powering a very big 7-inch screen that folds. The iPad has a very big screen, and it's got lots of room back here to be able to have lots of battery, and it doesn't fold. So there's more room, for more battery. I think this has about 11,000 milliamp hours. I'm not 100%. But on battery life alone, the iPad does win. I'm not gonna lie. The iPad does win. It's got more capacity though. So of course it's going to. But for everything that I need this phone for, it's perfect as a second phone. Now, I don't use it as a phone. I haven't, hello, how are you? I haven't actually tested it out as a phone. It's a tablet for me. In the coming weeks, I probably will test it out. It does have a SIM card in, and I have received a call from the network provider, but I didn't answer because I don't recognize the number. Because it came up with a normal number, not a network provided number. So I didn't recognize it. I didn't answer it. But this will be my work phone. So this number will be giving out to clients in the next few weeks. So we'll find out what it sounds like. But I'm an Apple fan, and I love the Z Fold 4. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.